Hey Soul Garden, welcome to Strange Flower Tarot. I'm Angela, and in today's reading we're exploring where you're being called to rest, renew, or release. So we'll just dive right in, introduce you to your piles. So for pile number 1, we have the elk with strength and the clear quartz heart. And for pile number 2, we have the axolotl with regeneration and the carnelian heart. And for pile number 3, we have the peacock with confidence and the lapis lazuli heart. Those are your choices. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, and when you're ready, pick the card or the crystal, the number of the pile, or even the timestamp you feel most drawn to. You can choose more than one if you like. Let your intuition guide you. I am a firm believer in following intuition, and it does speak pretty clearly when we're willing to listen to it. If you ever feel like you're in the wrong pile, just choose another one. Trust that you were led here to receive a message meant for you. And if you need more time to choose, please feel free to pause the video. Timestamps are listed below if you'd like to jump straight into your reading. And if you'd like to hang out with me a little longer, I'm about to share my extended intro where I walk through what we'll be looking at today in more detail. So otherwise, I'll see you in your reading. Okay, this is the extended intro. Here's what we'll be diving into today. Where are you being called to rest, renew, or release? Resting. What area of your life are you in most need of rest? I think a lot of us have at least one area where we're getting stretched a little too thin. And then renew. Where am I, or you, being called to focus your energy to renew your spirit? And feel free to use these as journal prompts too. They can be really good opportunities to explore and contemplate. And then release. What am I being called to let go of now? So I write these things in the first person, and then I intend to make them in the third person. So what are you being called to let go of now? So if you're ready to explore those things, then feel free to pick your card. And otherwise, I'm going to light a little candle and set an intention. Go ahead and think of something you want to call in or something your heart is ready to receive. Okay, may the messages you receive be clear, kind, and just what your soul needs to bloom. And I'll see you in your reading. Welcome, pile number 1. You have chosen the card, the elk card with the keyword strength and the clear quartz. The meaning that clear quartz can have is clarity and healing. So that tells us a little bit right away about what we're looking at. So just tuck this over here to the side, and we'll start with the rest part of this reading. In what area of your life are you in need of rest? So we'll go ahead and draw out 5 cards. I feel this one. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay. First card is the Page of Fire with the keywords enthusiasm, potential, and discovery. Second card is Strength with the keywords potent, courage, and resilience. And we have the Chariot with motivation, journey, and willpower. And the Five of Pentacles with keywords without, lost, and excluded. And then finally, the Nine of Swords with anxiety, guilt, and fear. And isn't it interesting that it barely wants to fit? So that tells me that Nine of Swords energy is actually dropping from your life. And we have the Strength card here as well, you know, so we have double strength. So you're already in this process of making positive changes so that you can feel more at ease. I'm seeing, because we have the Chariot card, this is telling me that this is something about work. You have maybe been working a lot of long hours, putting in overtime. Maybe there's been a big project. It's taken a lot of your resilience, and you had to pour in all kinds of fire into this project. You weren't sure if it was going to work out. It's been pretty anxious time, but you're starting to get your hands around it, and it looks like you're starting to feel a lot more ease with it. And that is then allowing you to breathe, sleep better. Looks like your sleep is already improving. But definitely with the Strength showing up twice, I think we're also seeing that sometimes with work, there's a lot of reasons for us to get stressed out. And even in a place that might have a lot of heavy pressure to perform, there can still be the opportunity for you to bring your strength and wisdom to the situation so that you can then get a handle on things. You're not in a mindset of, I want to say, you know, like a scarcity mindset. You're more so seeing the potential, you're seeing your capability, you're seeing what you bring. You're also connecting with the right people who can help you. And that strength is helping you move in the direction of the kind of rest that you need. There's probably delegation. I'm hearing delegation. I am hearing that, yes, it's great to be enthusiastic. Yes, it's great that you're applying yourself to this, but definitely you want to be careful that you're not letting your enthusiasm prevent you from delegating where you need to delegate. So certainly in work, start delegating, figure out how to, if if it's a quiet time of year, maybe now's the time to take some time off, some paid time off before things get busy again. Or there's a quiet time of year coming up with the work that you do, and you have the strength to set yourself up to do that inner strength that says, okay, what's best for me and how can I protect myself? Sometimes resting is what we need as a form of protection. And it looks like in whatever work you're doing, your career, the day job, business you're running, that is an area that you definitely want to focus on, making sure you're getting the rest you need so that you can be at your absolute best. So that's awesome. Let's go ahead and see where you're being called to. If I can pick these up, where you're being called to renew. And draw 5 more cards. And something to contemplate. I took a nap this last week, which made me feel, we're going to draw 5 on this, what needs to be renewed. I've just felt like I had needed it and I had the time and it worked itself out. So it wasn't a huge sacrifice to take a nap, but it just felt also rebellious because I just have this idea that I need to keep going and going. And we don't. In fact, sometimes rest is the work. So, or it's part of the work. It's amazing. I woke up from that nap and it was amazing what I was able to get done. So I highly recommend if you can find ways to fit more resting in, definitely do it. It's totally worth it. So what are we looking at renewing? We've got, show you a card. 5 of Cups. Heartache is happening for some of you. We've got the Wheel. Been through a period of heartache. Looks like things might be starting to change. That's an area And we have the Death card. Yeah, there was an ending, and you've had a hard time letting go. The Lover's card. Oh my. And where are you being called to focus your energy? We have the High Priestess. I love this card because she's diving for treasure. So, you know, what is the treasure within? And where are you being called to focus your energy, to renew your spirit? I am hearing that you are being called to focus your energy, to renew your spirit. And it could be it's time for you to get back out there and start dating again. And I'm not saying the Death card means that anybody actually died, but it can mean an ending. Five of Cups here makes me think that there was a sad ending. And there is something really powerful and a strength that you can access right now. There's something really powerful about falling in love with ourselves, which is our inner treasure. Diving for that inner treasure. And that being what will turn things around and help you renew your sense of your ability to love and your joy of loving. And when you get in touch with that joy of loving, then more love can come to you from externally. So if you're not seeking to have a relationship right now, no problem. It could also be, this is about choice. So there could be a renewal involved where something happened, something changed, something went out of your life. It could be anything, but you didn't want it. You know, you didn't. It wasn't your choice. But now you're going to have choice. And I'm feeling this is about relationship, though. I'm really feeling that, and that it could be it's time for new friendship. That's what it could be about too. But I think for some of you, this is about love, and this is about, you know, you had your heart broken, but that you're learning to love yourself. It's letting more love. You're finding your your inner treasure, which is causing you to attract someone who wants to lick your face and hug you and be happy with you. And it's a big turnaround. It's going to be a big renewal for your life when you feel ready to let that in. But that is what I'm seeing Spirit encouraging you to do. The strength of your self-love, diving into yourself to find that self-love and letting that self-love be yours. That's the primary area where I think you're being called to focus your energy. Choosing yourself first, always. Choose yourself. Choose your self-love. Choose your inner treasure. And that will, you know, we've got two water situations here, and you said, look at this one's up here saying, hey, I'm up here, I'm here. So, you know, yes, we have to go down into the water, we need to get in there, we need to feel our feelings. But then, well, as we're diving deep into our feelings that can sometimes be really hard to feel, we're also going to find deep down in there that love that exists inside all of us. And that's what you can bring back to the surface, and that's where, you know, you'll be able to start connecting with others again in a more meaningful way that feels good to you. So yeah, that's really beautiful. How lovely. Let's move into our next part about release. And let's see, I'm asking Spirit, what is pile 1 being called to let go of right now? What is pile 1 being called to let go of right now? I love it when the cards just pop right out. It all just feels so easy. Spirit is just waiting in the wings to give us the answers we need. Okay, release. We have the 7 of Wands with stress. We have the 3 of Cups with celebration. I'm already thinking, you know, stress is something we all need to release. And dancing with friends, going dancing at home by yourself can be a really great way to release stress. We have the 10 of Pentacles with We Are the World. That's nice. So, yeah. We have the 2 of Pentacles, moment to moment. Yeah, this is definitely you're called to release a lot of stress. And we have I believe this is the Knight of I know it's Pentacles. I believe it's the Knight of Pentacles with slowing down. Yeah, so this really ties to the beginning of the reading where we were talking about there being the need for rest in your career. There's just been a lot of stress. You know, if you had also issues going on, challenges with relationship, you've got a lot of stress, and it sounds like in life you need to slow down, settle down, you know, find your balance and do it playfully. You know, let the tension out in a playful, joyful way. With it being 3 people, I'm really thinking this is fine. You know, it is fun to dance alone, but if you can find some place to dance with friends, someplace where, you know, a public venue with dancing, that's really going to help. And it just being immersed in that energy, it's going to create that 10 of Cups feeling, which is going to then give you more balance and help you find a way to feel like you're slowing down, finding your ease, like steady, you know, finding your steadiness. And, you know, we know that you're being encouraged to take some time off, take a nap, even if that's all it is, take a vacation. And that's part of this slowing down in terms of, you know, the releasing the need to be in such a hurry. And like these cards are so contrasting. It's so busy and anxious, and over here we have something so much more calm, and we have this figure making their way to this calm place. And that starts by releasing that energy in the first place, that tension and stress and that speed. And dance is such a great way to do that, because it leaves us feeling calm and happy and centered, and then everything else starts to flow a lot better. So I think to round out this pile and this reading, I'd like to go ahead and read the card, from the book for the card, the Strength card. Let's see if I can find it easily. They're all in alphabetical order. Should be straightforward. Here we go. So, overview. Elks are majestic creatures, symbolizing strength, endurance, and perseverance. Known for their powerful stature and resilience, elks can withstand harsh environments and long journeys. This card signifies inner strength and the ability to overcome obstacles. The elk reminds you that true strength comes from within, and that perseverance will see you through challenging times. Draw upon your inner strength to navigate through a difficult period. You have the endurance to overcome any obstacle. And in reverse, your strength may be leading to stubbornness. Consider if your refusal to bend is causing unnecessary suffering or blocking your path to growth. So in this instance, I feel like this really captures the whole reading and the journey that you're on with the stress that you've had, the disappointments you've had, but the need to let a lot of that go. And you don't want the stubbornness of, I can do everything, I can tough this out, I can push this through. You know, it's the healthy side of strength, not the shadow side. And they have a few questions the journaling prompts. Where do I need to demonstrate more strength? Am I being too rigid or stubborn in a situation? How can I persevere through my current challenge? And so I'm seeing Spirit encouraging you to dance your way through this. Dance your way through it, and let that be a way for you to find some more peace in your life, so that you can continue and have the strength that you need to do what you need to do. So if I'd love to hear, I've got another prompt I came up with I'd love to share with you. If you feel like sharing something small and good that happened to you this week, I'd love to hear it. Please pop that into the comments if it's something you feel like would support the rest of the Soul Garden. And pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this reading supported you, please consider supporting me by giving me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell, or leave a comment to let me know what you're looking forward to next in life. I love hearing your stories. I love the way sharing us brings us together in our soul garden. And to all of my strange flowers out there, I am sending you so much love and light. Keep blooming. Bye. Hello and welcome to pile number 2. You have chosen the axolotl with regeneration, and the carnelian heart. Let's see where we put this. Oops, forgot to take our clear quartz away from pile number 2, or excuse me, pile 1. And we'll dive right into rest. In what area of life does pile number 2 in need of rest? In what area of life is pile number 2 in need of rest? I need 5 cards. This one, this one, this one. I feel that one. And oh, I feel this one as well. Okay. Let's see what we have. So we have the 5 of Cups with sorrow, regret, and loss. We have the Queen of Wands with friendly leadership, confidence. We have the Devil card with indulge, addiction, and impulse. We have the Knight of Cups with romance, emotion, imagination. And we have the 2 of Pentacles with balance, adaptable, and multitasking. There's some similarities going on here between pile 2 and pile 1. So if you feel called to check out pile number 1, I recommend it, but only if it feels like it calls you. But there's some similar cards showing up in that reading. In this reading, as showed up in the other reading. So what area of life are you in need of rest? I'm seeing relationships here. There's something been going on in relationships, and it doesn't seem like, I think there's been some heartbreak, but I'm getting this sense with the regeneration card here that you might be, I'm seeing, maybe this sounds crazy, but I'm hearing online dating for some of you. Like that's a lot. It can be a lot. There can be a lot of people. It can be people who seem like they have a lot that they're promising, but then it doesn't work out, or it's just the quantity of an amount, like where you thought something would work out and then it didn't, and that was really hard. And we have this. There's a lot of emotion here, like intense highs and intense lows, and feeling tempted, but also needing to maintain your power and trying to maintain your balance. This is literally a passion flower here, and and then we've got a poppy and a lily. Like these are very flowers of romance, but also intoxication, and how intoxicating romance can be. And so for some of you, I think it's time to take a little bit of a break. The carnelian stone represents vitality and courage. So that really ties to our Queen of Wands here. And so you're very attractive. You're attracting people. But it sounds like at the same time, it's just been a lot. And maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break from that. For others of you, it could be you're having trouble with a friendship or a group of friends, that it's just feeling like maybe you're changing and you're transforming into a different person. In some way, you're changing some aspect of yourself, your life, whatever, It can be as simple as starting an exercise routine and maybe your friends don't and they're giving you a hard time. Little things like that can make a big difference. Or you're doing something, you're working on your self-development, and it doesn't quite fit the friend group you've been in, or you're decided you want to cut back on having as much alcohol, or whatever. You don't feel like going out on Friday nights the way you used to. There's a shift happening when it comes to a relationship where there's a mismatch. And so you're being called to just take a break. Like, you don't need to make any decisions. You don't need to decide you're going to quit everything. It's just about taking a pause, not feeling like you're trapped in anything that's not feeling good for you, but just having that time to pause and breathe and rest and renew and get your balance again and restore your sense of inner power and confidence and your desire to enjoy the people you spend time with, whoever they might be, and let that come back in a new way. Like I say, this regeneration card makes me think that you're going through some changes, and it could be that certain people just aren't going to fit, whether it's through dating or friendship or anywhere else. But you need to find your center, is what I'm hearing, and that takes stepping back, taking a break, having some time to yourself, taking some resting time, and to find that balance again. So that's really beautiful. Let's look at renew. What are you called to renew in your life? So let's take 5 cards for our pile number 2. Where is pile number 2 being called to focus their energy to renew their spirits? Where is pile number 2 being called to renew? Whoa, there's one. Okay, love it when they just pop out like that. There's no doubt about that. So let's see what we have. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Hierophant. We have the Empress. And this card was the one that went flying out of the deck. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Wow, next to the Empress. That's power. No wonder it flew out of the deck. And the Strength card. Strength card showed up in, I believe, in pile 1 as well. So let's see. We'll get ourselves straightened out here a little bit. I suddenly heard the song Livy on Rose in my head, if that has any meaning to any of you. I love that song, and I know it's a romantic song, but I think it's also it's about seeing life through rose-colored glasses, and I'm hearing that you need to renew your ability to see life through rose-colored glasses. And if going through a period of regeneration does take a lot of courage, it does take a lot of vitality. You've been incubating for a while. These flowers have bloomed. This one is still waiting to bloom. You're in that process where you've changed. You have a lot of discipline around this, and the blooming is starting to happen in a really, really amazing way. And I think the renewal for you is really within, and see this self-love happening here with this Strength card, because we have sort of the old you and the new you is how I think about this as I'm looking at this in terms of this reading, and making peace with the old you and the new you, and creating a bond within yourself, and loving your life, appreciating everything that you have going on, learning how to see life again and see the world again from your new vantage point through those rose-colored glasses, as well as where you are now, because you're in the process of blooming. Keeping that focus on the rose-colored glasses as well, helps with the discipline that's required to really make changes in life. And so if you can start to renew your ability to see yourself through these changes in a positive way, to see that rose-colored glasses, where you're aiming at, the bloom that you are envisioning yourself becoming, really keeping that steady in your mind's eye, and then that will help you fall in love with yourself. And that's another way to help yourself through this process, is loving yourself through the process, even when you're not where you want to be quite yet, even when it's hard, even when it seems like it takes a lot of inner strength and courage to get ourselves there. That self-love is going to be part of the rose-colored glasses that you see your future self with, the self you're blooming into. It's really lovely. So yeah, just keep seeing seeing your life and yourself the way you want to see your life and yourself. Renew that vision over and over and over again, and renew that self-love over and over again as you maintain the discipline that's taking you there. Okay, let's check out, what are you being called to let go of now? What are you being called to? What is pile 2 being called to release? What is pile 2 being called to release? Oh, 2. Nice. And actually, yeah. All right. Okay. We have this again. Similar cards are coming up here. Oh, I'm not. Oh, whoops. Excuse me. Here we go. The 3 of Cups with celebration. The 8 of Cups with letting go. I don't read reversals, that's why I'm turning them over the right side up. The 4 of Wands with participation. We have the Queen of Pentacles with maturity. I believe that's the Queen. And the 6 of Pentacles with compromise. I often think of the 6 of Pentacles card as the card of sharing, like someone sharing with someone else, giving and receiving, sort of a harmonious giving and receiving. I don't know yet. And then we have the letting go, which is the theme of this portion of the reading, releasing. We also have this Queen of Pentacles energy coming in again, the sense of blooming, of becoming something. 4 of Wands is celebratory, giving and receiving, celebrating, becoming who you are, letting go. Yeah, I think you're letting go of some relationships that no longer are serving you. You've changed so much. You've become so different that it's time to let go of what no longer fits and start to make friends with new people who you fit in with, who like you for who you are, who celebrate who you are, who can give and receive with you in a kind and loving way. It's just really beautiful. And so, yeah, this is part of your regeneration process. And it does take courage, but you have that. You have the energy for it. I think you're already noticing. A lot of times letting go isn't even something we have to do. Changes will happen. People will drift from our lives. But internally, spiritually, psychologically, we need to release those people rather than holding on to them inside ourselves, so that we're not letting go internally, which then prevents us from moving forward externally into new relationships and new opportunities for joy and celebration with others. That's what you're needing. I think this is an internal letting go that needs to happen. That's part of your regeneration. Not that you need to try to force anybody to get out of your life, unless of course you really do. But this isn't about forcing anybody out of your life. This is about allowing yourself to change and allowing that to mean that everything else changes with it, which means could be new people leaving, old people leaving your life, new people moving into your life. But these people moving into your life, they're very excited to meet you, and it feels good. It feels like balance. It feels like it's reciprocal. And it feels like it fits who you, like we have this darkness, but this is who you are becoming more and more of. And these new relationships fit that. And the more you have people in your life who fit who you're becoming, the more you can become that. And again, it's an internal process of letting go. People will drift away. You don't really have to do any work. You just focus on what feels best to you, the people who feel best to you to hang out with. And as people drift away, don't try to hold on to them. Allow people to drift away. Allow yourself to let go and be peaceful with that. So pile number 2, that was your reading. I would love to, if you think of it, I'd love to hear something small and good that happened to you this week. You can pop that in the comments. And otherwise, thank you for joining me today. If this reading supported you, please consider supporting me by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. Clicking on that notification bell helps too. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're looking forward to next in life. I look forward to hearing your stories. I really enjoy the way sharing brings us closer together in our soul garden. So, to all of my strange flowers out there, I am sending you so much love and light. Keep blooming. Bye. Hello and welcome to pile number 3. You have chosen the Peacock card with confidence and the Lapis Lazuli heart. I'll take that one away from, and we'll set that there. Move this to the side so we can get right into your reading. We're talking about where you are being called to rest, renew, or release. And so I'm going to start on the topic of rest and asking Spirit in what area of life is pile number 3 in need of rest. I'm going to take 5 cards. What area of life is pile number 3 being called to rest? Area of life is pile number 3 being called to rest. Put those aside. Okay, we have the King of Cups with diplomacy, compassion, and emotional balance. We have the Judgment card with awakening, redemption, and liberation. We have the Three of Wands with expansion, progress, and accomplishment. We have the Knight of Cups with romance, emotion, and imagination. And we have the Three of Pentacles with collaboration, support, and reward. So, see, make sure it's visible. The Lapis Lazuli, I looked up, the symbolism for that one is wisdom and truth. And I see this fox, and that, even though it's the Three of Pentacles, which that makes me think of work, but it's a fox, so it makes me think that there's been something a little off about things. We have the Knight of Cups, which can indicate that there can be a certain amount of wishful thinking that's been going on without a lot behind it. But we also have our King of Cups, which tells us we have an emotional maturity going on. And then Three of Wands and the Judgment card. There's something new happening, and it's taking movement. There's something new. This could be a new job, a brand new job, and you've got confidence coming in to support you in this new job. You've got a mix of characters going on. This is a job you've wanted, and you have it, and you envisioned having it, but it is turning out to be a little bit trickier than you thought it would be. You're really having to bring your powers of deduction in some ways, like paying attention to who's telling the truth and who isn't, using your wisdom, using your judgment in a way that helps you know who to trust and who you can lean on, who's your friend, who might be competing with you. I get a sense that there's competition going on here, and that maybe has been a little bit tiring. And Spirit is saying that you can step back a little here. So in terms of rest, I don't think they're talking about, taking a nap per se. And I think this is rest as in dial down the hypervigilance, because someone's got your back, you've got your own back, and even if there are screwy things going on, squirrely things, whatever, you don't need to make them your concern. They are being handled. There's higher ups who are paying attention. Anything dishonest is not necessarily hidden from the people in charge. And it's you can stand down and just calmly do your job, do your good job, bring your wisdom, bring your honesty, bring your new positive attitude to this, your excitement and your joy, and keep showing up and being yourself. And in that sense, this is what I'm getting as your form of rest that Spirit is recommending, which is really cool. It's really beautiful. Okay, let's check out where you are being called to, oh my goodness, renew. It's sticky. Where is pile 3 being called to renew? Where is pile 3 being called to renew? We're heading into spring, and I think that's why this reading stood out to me. I start, even in winter, I start thinking about spring, because where I live, it gets cold, which means everything is dormant, but the roots are still active. The trees, even though they've lost their leaves, their roots are still busy underground. And so this really is a time of rest, release, and renewal. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles. I'm already getting you are being called to renew your joy. We have the Temperance card. Yeah, you've been out of balance. And it's time. It's time. You're feeling more confident now. Oh, and the Sun card. I need to find something to put on this card. Just one moment. Okay, we've got our Modesty Shield for our cards. I'll shift everything over here a little bit. You need, I'm hearing in my head, you need a hobby. That's how you're going to renew your joy. This character is painting. These people are dancing and laughing and playing in the sun. Like I see dancing, I see painting, I see food, maybe it's cooking. Your confidence is there. It's all, you're there, you've got everything going on, but your joy has been lacking. Maybe you've been super focused. You've built your confidence through the action you're taking in other areas of life, through work and business, what have you. You've achieved something, definitely. And it took a lot out of you. It took a lot of focus. It took a lot of energy that doesn't necessarily lend itself to joy and play and frivolous behavior. But Spirit is saying it's time, now that you have established what it is you needed to establish in that other area of life. You are now needing to balance out with a hobby, with a joyful hobby. And that is going to renew your sense of joy. Is actively engaging in something joyful will bring more joy in. And with this Knight of Pentacles, this will help you succeed in even more in whatever it is that you've been focusing on so heavily. Your joy will give you new inspiration for other areas of life or work. It will help you connect more with the right people who can help you grow your prosperity and your abundance overall. Yeah, you definitely need to renew your joy, and by getting some kind of joyful hobby that lights you up. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. That's fun. I recommend it. And whatever it is you're thinking about doing, or you've chosen, or if you've already started this, let me know in the comments, and we can share ideas with each other about hobbies that light us up and bring us joy. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Now we're going to talk about, what does pile 3 need to release? What does pile 3 being called to release? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, that's 2. All right. Wow. Spirit's got something to say about this. What is pile 3 being called to release? So we have the, oh gosh, which one is this? Transformation 13. I believe that's the, just one second. Okay, I don't know why I had a brain fart, but yeah, this is the death card in this deck. So I think I'd never read a tarot card, but I've been reading for 25 years, but sometimes I get a little lost when the names of the cards change. And so yeah, we've got the Phoenix Rising. That makes perfect sense. So yeah, this is our death card in this deck. We have, this is a bonus card. It's the Master. We have the 10 Pentacles, if we are the world. We have the Judgment card with Beyond Illusion. Wow, something is really letting go in your life. And we have the 5 of Swords with Comparison. Okay, so somehow with this 5 of Swords, I'm seeing that you feel like you lost out somehow. Or there's the comparison word is a really good one, because I don't think you have, and Beyond Illusion really ties to this. I think you're seeing a situation in a negative way, and it's not negative necessarily. It is more like the situation is just different. So just because your house is smaller than your sibling's house, this is just an example, that doesn't mean that your house is worse than your siblings. It's just a smaller house. It's just a different house. Or just because you go camping and your best friend goes to Europe, it doesn't mean your camping trip is less than your friend's trip. When we start to see ourselves through the lens of hierarchy, believing that there's a better than us kind of a thing, or a FOMO kind of thing going on, it can really cause us to not enjoy our lives as much. It can undermine our confidence. It can undermine even our wisdom and even our honesty, because it's just not true. It's an illusion. And it's okay to enjoy what you enjoy. It's okay to be right where you are in life. And what Spirit is saying you need to release is this business of making comparisons, of telling yourself that your life isn't as good as it could be if only you had something else. That you need to let go of all that kind of thinking, because it's taking away from your ability to appreciate what you have. And so in this case, I'm hearing Spirit wanting to urge you to not just focus on what you need to release here in terms of these negative thoughts, but also focus on what is going well, the benefits of where you are, how it's beneficial. If you live in a smaller space, well, it's easier to clean, for instance. It's less expensive to heat. If it means something to you, it could be you could enjoy the fact that it's a lower carbon footprint. However you want to look at it, whatever it is, maybe it's in a great neighborhood or a town you absolutely love living in, and you wouldn't trade living in that town for anything. This is where your mind needs to be going. What do you love about what you have and where you are and who you are? And that is going to help you master your mind and master your thinking, and allow yourself to enjoy this 10 of Pentacles feeling of interconnection with everything, because you're no longer tricking yourself into believing that you are somehow left out, because you're not. You're not left out at all. And when you start to see what you have and how much you are connected, that is where your confidence is really going to start to rise. And you'll feel a whole lot better. You'll get clarity of mind. It'll feel like you're seeing through the lens of wisdom and truth instead of this lens of illusion. So for sure, lean into appreciation 100%. And, to get you started, tell me something small and good that happened this week. We always have something, it doesn't matter what it is. Someone smiled at you when you were at the grocery store. It could be all it takes to help us see how good we have it. So pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me today. If this reading supported you, please consider supporting me by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel and clicking that notification bell. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're looking forward to next in life, especially lean in here in pile 3. I look forward to hearing your stories. I love the way when we share, we grow closer together in our soul garden. We can flourish together. And to all of my strange flowers out there, I'm sending you so much love and light. And keep blooming. And bye-bye.